10 Best Picks presents the top 10 best Burr grinders. Starting at number 10. Mr. Coffee Automatic Burr. Mr. Coffee's Burr grinder is a motorized grinder capable of going from coarse to superfine. Its removable hopper allows you to comfortably grind up to a half pound of coffee beans at a time, which is about 41 standard 9-ounce cups. Most people will grind fewer beans at a time for freshness, but I appreciate the option for bulk processing. The manufacturer claims this product offers premium performance, with a focus on the uniform grind size that Burr mills are known for. In practice, I find that it grinds better at the coarser levels, so it's not as consistent as it could be. You do have to manually adjust a bean hopper to the setting you want, but this isn't a significant concern. All settings are labeled clearly, and the machine itself lets you know when things are correct. This is another noticeable issue. If it feels like there are a lot of issues with this product, well, there are. The Mr. Coffee Burr grinder isn't a fundamentally bad product, but it doesn't do anything amazingly well, so it's easier to notice and point out the flaws. Finally, if you want to get this machine and you also want to have espresso, check out our guide to Mr. Coffee espresso machines. These are significantly more compatible than espresso makers from other manufacturers and can make all the difference when you're trying to brew a great cup. At number 9. RANGILIO Rocky Espresso. RANGILIO is one of the most respected coffee equipment manufacturers in the world due to their track record of consistency and dependability. Their Rocky South Dakota home grinder is part of their MD80 and MD40 commercial grinder lineup. Burr and motor design. The 50mm flat-tempered steel burrs and the 140-watt motor are both built to handle commercial loads, so they are more than sufficient to take care of your grinding needs at home. The burrs rotate at 1725 RPM, which is relatively fast for a home grinder, but still run cool and quiet due to the superb design. Irrespective of the model, the machine comes with a 10.5-ounce hopper made from a blue-tinted plastic. It is supposed to protect your beans from harmful UV rays, but we don't recommend storing your beans in the hopper anyway. Aesthetics. If you're into the industrial chic look, you're going to love the RANGILIO Rocky grinder. Its stainless steel casing, black front panel, and tinted blue plastic parts proudly proclaim its heritage as a proven workhorse of the coffee equipment industry. You can shop around for an all-black model too. It doesn't matter which one you choose. This grinder is sure to be a conversation starter. The RANGILIO Rocky doserless coffee grinder is the best all-purpose coffee grinder for the home brewing enthusiast. If you're an espresso enthusiast interested in dialing in the perfect shot by micro-adjusting your doses, this grinder won't make you happy. But if you want a high-end grinder that will do well enough for a variety of brew styles, the Rocky is a great option that will last you years. Number 8 of my list. Baratza VARIO Flat Burr. Baratza opened shop in 1999 and quickly became a well-known name in the coffee equipment industry. It took them nearly 10 years of making and servicing their Maestro grinders before they introduced the VARIO. And their expertise clearly shines through in the grinder. Let's dive into this review to see what makes this grinder a knockout competitor in the electric Burr grinder space. One look at the VARIO, and you know it means business. The design language is definitely function over form. And that philosophy is built right into this grinder's heart. The plastic bean hopper has a decent 8-ounce bean capacity, and the collector bin can hold up to 6.3 of ground coffee. The Baratza VARIO Burr coffee grinder is a machine that's built to deliver highly consistent grinds for a range of brews. That's why you'll find this grinder in the homes of many professional baristas. If you're just getting into home brewing, don't be daunted by its myriad settings. You'll soon get the hang of it. That's part of the fun of it, you get to play around with your toys to perfect your brew. Coming at number 7. OXO BREW Conical Burr. The OXO BREW Conical Burr offers the quality of a Burr grinder at a fairly reasonable price. It isn't our absolute favorite Burr grinder in this price range, but we don't think it will disappoint anyone either. The most compelling aspect of the BREW Conical Burr is the fact that it provides above-average grind consistency. In our testing, it managed to keep more than half of its grinds in the ideal size range, was able to keep fine coffee dust to a relative minimum when grinding at a coarse French press setting, and produced fairly consistent dose sizes. All this indicates that this machine will give your coffee a better chance of reaching its full potential than most models on the market. While the BREW CONICAL Burr's grind consistency is good, we'd like to point out that it wasn't the best we observed in this price range. While we don't think many people will be disappointed with its grind consistency, those looking to really maximize their quality per dollar will be able to find slightly better options at the same price point. We also like this machine's simple and straightforward interface. Just turn a single dial to select the number of seconds you'd like your machine to grind, press the button in the center of that dial to start grinding, and you're good to go. The OXO Brew Barista Brain is a compelling option for those looking for a good coffee grinder on a budget. Though we think you can get a bit more for your money elsewhere, we don't think this machine will be a disappointment. At number 6. BODUM Bistro Burr. The BODUM Bistro is a great grinder for the beginner on a budget, looking for an intro to the world of manual coffee. BODUM clearly had that in mind when they made this grinder, as evident by its design, features, and affordable price. The BODUM Bistro Burr grinder looks less like a dull kitchen appliance and more like a fancy restaurant gizmo. Its appearance alone may convince you to place it front and center on your countertop. But its beauty isn't just skin deep. It's available in 5 eye-catching colors with contrasting switches. The one in shiny copper is especially beautiful. In the crowded Burr grinder space, this grinder undoubtedly stands out. Storability, portability. The BODUM Bistro's dimensions of 7, 6x7, 1x12, 5 inches and 4.71 pounds weight make it a small, lightweight machine. It's an absolute breeze to use whether you want to pull it forward to reload the hopper or store it under your cabinet after grinding. Ease of cleaning. The BODUM Bistro is unique as it is virtually static-free. It means you won't have to deal with the pesky oily coffee bean residue that can take up residence within your burrs and create a jam over time. A set of plastic spokes keeps your grounds flowing smoothly through the burrs and into the static-proof grounds bin. All of this helps keep this grinder clean and functional for a long time. But that doesn't mean that you should neglect to brush out the accumulated coffee dust and grind residue from time to time. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Halfway of my listed number 5. Capresso Infinity. If you're ready to move away from your old blade grinder, the Capresso Infinity Burr grinder is an excellent entry-level machine. The Infinity has features that won't disappoint coffee lovers. The steel conical burrs, for instance, have stepped adjustments for beginners to learn how to perfect their grind for different brew methods. The Infinity's affordable price places it in the same market as favorites like the Baratza of Encore. Both are slated for new at-home baristas interested in brewing on a Chemex, Hario V60 or French press. The stepped grind adjustment is perfect for people wanting to learn how to make great coffee at home. There are 16 settings with 4 categories that range from extra fine to coarse. If you've been reading up on grind differences for brewing, it'll be intuitive to guess what setting you'll want to use. The Infinity's small footprint make it easy to fit into an apartment. After grinding up a Chemex's worth of coffee, it was easy to see that the grounds were sticking everywhere. There's no anti-static coating on the container, which makes it a bit sticker to remove the grounds. We didn't lose tons of coffee, but we'd recommend keeping a towel and brush on hand to clean up escapees. The Infinity includes a comically adorable brush that we upgraded with our Palo and scooper to get you started. These are great beginner accessories that we recommend upgrading once you're using your grinder daily. The Capresso Infinity Burr grinder is an affordable, entry-level machine. For homebrewers emerging into the coffee sphere, the Infinity offers a lot of bang for its buck. Just remember, this machine is better suited for Chemex, pour-over or a drip coffee maker. If you're starting your journey with espresso, then you'll want to pair this grinder with a machine that uses pressurized portafilters. Its compact size will leave plenty of space for an entry-level espresso machine on your coffee bar. Coming in at number 4 of my list. Hario Skerton Ceramic. The Hario Skerton Ceramic coffee mill is a well-designed, high-performing hand grinder. However, we feel that using a glass body makes it a bit more fragile and thus less portable than we'd like. The Hario Skerton received a mediocre overall score, as you can see in the table above, mostly because of the extra effort required to use a manual grinder. In the sections that follow we discuss how it performed in all of our individual tests. All manual grinders are quite quiet, and the Hario Skerton is no exception. It shared the top score of 9 out of 10 in this metric with the other manual model we tested, the JavaPress. You can feel free to use this grinder in a crowded office or in an apartment full of late sleepers. It's not going to annoy anybody. Here again we found that manual models really excelled. The Hario Skerton shared the top score of 9 out of 10 in this metric with the other manual model we tested, the JavaPress. The completely self-contained nature of the Hario Skerton means that no grinds get spilled anywhere. The glass grind container easily disconnects and pours grinds out without any mess. You can feel free to use this grinder anywhere and not have to worry about making a mess. The Hario Skerton is a great manual grinder that is slightly faster than its main competitor, the JavaPress, but isn't quite as durable. If you want a manual grinder for the home or office, get the Hario Skerton. If you want one for camping and/or travel, get the JavaPress. At number 3. Krups GX5000. If you've got a long and horrible day ahead, chances are you need a big cup of coffee to give yourself the strength to pull through. It is actually pretty understated as it is black with stainless steel accents. We found that it goes particularly well with coffee makers like Burr or Cuisinart in terms of aesthetics. Moreover, it includes a dark, tinted 15-ounce container for you to store your ground coffee. The dark and secure container keeps the coffee grounds fresh for a couple of days by limiting exposure to sunlight and oxygen. There is also a clear 7-ounce container for your coffee beans. The Krups coffee grinder works as a flat burr grinder. This means that it uses oscillating blades that crush and grind the coffee beans without cutting or slicing through them. Moreover, the Krups professional burr grinder works relatively quickly and quietly to grind up your beans so your morning cup of joe won't wake the entire household. As the device is automatic, you won't have to hold down the button. Instead, just switch on the grind setting and go do your own thing. This Krups GX5000 review has talked about all the different aspects of the appliance and how you should use it for the best results. Once you get your hands on it, you will realize how much better your coffee tastes when it is made at home with some extra love and care. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Coming at number 2, Breville BCG 820 BSS. Coffee grinders can range from basic and budget to beautiful and high-tech. Breville the Smart Grinder Pro falls into the latter category, packing 60 settings into a streamlined design. We put the programmable conical burr grinder through its paces, turning multiple types of coffee beans, from light roast to robust, into fine, medium, or coarse grounds. Was the complex machine easy to control? Could it produce consistent results? And most importantly, did it perform well enough to justify the high price tag? We've made a decision. Prior to the first use, we did as directed and washed and dried the bean hopper and grounds cup. The bean hopper was easy to remove with the twist of a large dial. If the hopper is unlocked, the display lets you know with a polite message, "Please lock hopper." When you place the grounds cup under the grinding chute, a magnet at the back grabs the container and holds it firmly in place, positioning the hole for minimal mess as the grounds are dispensed. The bean hopper is tinted, which not only adds to the design, but also protects the beans from light, which can cause them to go stale. Vent holes on the back of the machine help keep the motor cool in use. One small thing we really liked was the removable tray beneath the grounds cup. If you're serious about coffee, you'll be happy with this machine. From the finest grind to the coarsest, the bits of coffee were consistent. We were pleased that the grounds worked perfectly for our cold brew, which can be extremely finicky, even with commercially ground coffee. And number 1. Baratza of Encore. Baratza is an American grinder company founded 1999. The company both makes grinders for professionals as well as home users. The company's customer service is generally awesome. If you have a problem, they will fix it. It's actually a part of Baratza's philosophy to design their grinders so they can easily be repaired. That's pretty rare among appliance manufacturers. The quality of the grind is definitely way better than anything you'd get from a blade grinder or even the cheaper disc burr grinder. Those are typical among the sub $50 models out there, but they are nowhere near as consistent as the conical steel burrs in the Encore. If you always buy fresh coffee beans from a local roaster and have started to experiment with using different kinds of mineralized water for your brew, then you might belong to the demography that could benefit from an even better grinder. If you don't use a digital scale for your brews and mostly buy coffee from the supermarket, the Encore will definitely suit your needs. The Encore's grind quality is good for its price range. It does really well for most kinds of regular coffee, such as the Encore does produce some dust, the so-called fines, but not much compared to other entry-level grinders. If it really bothers you, you can always sift it out from the grinds, but this really isn't necessary. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, share this video and hit the like button.